So I wanted to talk real quick about the current penciled in main event for SummerSlam this year. SummerSlam this year being 2 nights. So this is going to be probably the night 2 main event for SummerSlam, which still feels weird, right? SummerSlam being 2 nights doesn't really, like, it doesn't suit SummerSlam. SummerSlam shouldn't be 2 nights, in my opinion, right? But that's a whole nother discussion. I feel like WrestleMania should be the only PLE that, goes for 2 nights, but TKO, whatever. So, regardless, I wanted to mention here real quick, Cody Rhodes against John Cena for the WWE Championship, the rematch that nobody wants. At the very least, if you ask me, how do I feel about this match going into it? As of the 1st of July, I'm not really looking forward to this because I feel like Cody Rhodes, before he got involved with the whole John Cena story back in, at the Elimination Chamber, I felt like his reign up to that point was a very good title reign, right? He had matches with Kevin Owens. He brought Solo Sikoa to some of his best matches. He had matches on television with Carmelo Hayes and so on and so forth. So I felt like during his title reign, he was actually doing very well for a babyface champion. But then he met John Cena and everything kind of went to shit, right? Everybody started to kind of go against Cody, and you saw the first initial cracks of people starting to turn against Cody. And obviously we saw what happened at WrestleMania. I still, to this day, that finish is it's just a terrible finish, because Cody Rhodes, to this day, still in kayfabe, shoot wise, whatever you want to call it, he went in there and got made to look like an absolute geek, like an absolute idiot. So I'm kind of hesitant as far as how they're going to tell the story now of Cody Rhodes against John Cena. Now, recently, Cody Rhodes, his character has been a lot more heelish in the sense of he's not flat out a heel, but he is doing some, I guess you could say, bad things for a good guy, right? Even though, Randy Orton kind of initiated all that sort of heelish tactics at the Night of Champions match, Cody still took advantage. He still worked on Randy Orton's back and so on and so forth. And I think, you have the opportunity here now to sort of dissect, if you're Cody, to dissect John Cena, right? To kind of go at him and, mention the fact that, look at, R-Truth, and look at Randy Orton, and look at CM Punk. There's been numerous times now where John Cena has had an opportunity to do something bad, as in, hit them with the championship belt, low blow them, but there is sort of a glimmer of hope, for John Cena that, this isn't who he is, right? This heelish guy, this isn't who he is deep down inside. There's, still a good guy in there, and maybe Cody could use that as a sort of, something to throw back in John Cena's face. That could be a possibility, and maybe Cody ends up winning the championship that way. There's also the possibility of a Seth Rollins cash in. There's also a possibility of a Randy Orton heel turn at the end of the day. Or there's also a possibility, as far-fetched as it may sound, in a double turn between Cena and Cody. Now, if you ask me, I think this is the most, I guess, interesting perspective, because it would definitely switch everything around that we know, right? Because right now Cena's the heel and Cody's the babyface. But if you switch that, now Cody's the heel and now Cena's the babyface. Now, if you ask me, I feel like Cena as the babyface, especially in this year, works very well. Now, Cody, I think he'll be a great heel. I think he's a great babyface as well. I think if you really wanted to do this and turn them both, double turn them, flip the switch for both guys, I think that would work magic for both guys, right? And then you send off John Cena. Maybe he realizes that, what he did this last year wasn't, great for the fans, wasn't how he wanted to go out, and he goes out in his own John Cena way at the end of the year. That could be a possibility. But again, that kind of leaves me to believe, why would they turn Cody heel, right? Because if you turn him heel, who's realistically going to fit the babyface shoes going forward? Because John Cena, at the end of the year, he's gone, right? Randy Orton, again, you shouldn't really be building around guys like Randy Orton and CM Punk and, so on and so forth, because these guys, while they're great, they're up there in age, right? They're not going to be around forever. So you really have to kind of pick and choose as far as who you would put in that scenario. But even if they don't turn Cody heel, and if they just have this straight one-on-one, feud between Cody and Cena, one thing that they cannot do with Cody this time around is make him look like an idiot, make him look like a geek, right? Because that WrestleMania 41 finish did no service to anybody whatsoever, and everybody came out looking worse at the end of that match. So I pray that they at least have some sense as far as not to repeat their mistakes going forward at SummerSlam. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your sort of ideas and your directions would be for this match. Again, I'm very curious to see what you guys think down below. And until next time, I will see all of you on the next one.